Hey, you guys, it's Matt Frazier, the Psychic Medium, and I am live right now with all of you. Oh my God, I have so much to share with you. Sorry, I was a little bit late tonight. Had some things going on, technical difficulties, but I'm live with you right now, and I have so much that I want to announce. And first, one of the first things that I want to talk to you guys about is about what your loved ones experience and what they discover after they go to the other side. So today's topic of conversation is, do spirits discover new truths after their passing? Now, this is a video that you guys have requested me to do. It was a teaching that so many of you have asked me about, because so many times our loved ones leave this world and we have questions, right? We have questions of, did they know that we truly loved them? Did they know that we were helping them? Did they know that we tried everything to see them or to get there or to be there before their passing? And this might sound simple, but actually, to answer this question, I've had to do a lot of complicated readings. For example, I've read for souls that had passive mental illness, and here in this world, they may have ran away from their family, and their family was trying their hardest to go and to be there for them. But that person here in this world thought that the family was trying to harm them or hurt them or was judgmental. Right? What do they see in the afterlife? Do they still have those thoughts or feelings? Or can they look back in the past? Can they see that we were really trying to help them? We weren't trying to hurt them. Well, I got to tell you guys, I hear about this all too much because as a medium, I've held the hands of people who have been grieving, wondering this same question. Has happened with people who have lost souls through suicide, people who have lost souls through addiction, people who have lost souls through mental illness, people who have lost souls where there's been a family rift, right? How many of you have had a rift in the family and then all of a sudden you wonder, did that uncle know that I really loved him? Did my stepdad know that I tried to get there, but, his children were keeping me away? How many of you have had this question? Leave it in the comments below because we're going to dive into this. And this is a question that I feel needs to be answered. And the souls answer it every time that I do a reading. So I want to delve in deep and tell you exactly what your loved ones see. And what's really cool is about in the afterlife, can they go and rewind time? Can they discover something that they didn't see here in this world? So this is the most fascinating thing to me to talk about, is to see how things change once your loved ones get to the other side. And it's truly amazing and truly remarkable to understand what our loved ones in spirit understand. But before we get started, I see so many of you guys tuning in. So first of all, I want to say hello to all of you. I see that Tony is here saying that I have that same question about my dad. I also see that Christine is here. Hey, Christine. I also see Serena has that same question. She lost her brother going on 2 years. I also see Deb is here. I also see Sharon is here. I see all of you on Instagram here. I also see Diane is here as well. And you guys, if you haven't heard, take a look at this. This is my new tour schedule. Okay, I'm taking a few weeks off, but in June, I am heading to Los Angeles, you guys. I could not be more excited. I am coming to give live readings in Los Angeles at the United Theater on Broadway. Then I'm coming to San Jose, California, where I'll be giving readings at the California Theater. I'm coming to Snoqualmie, Washington, Modesto, California, Patchogue, New York, Springfield, Massachusetts. By the way, Springfield, Massachusetts, there's like 2 rows of seats left. So if you're near Springfield, get your tickets right now. Springfield, Massachusetts, I'll be at MGM Grand Casino. I'm also coming to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Dallas, Texas, Midland, Texas, Rochester, New York, you guys. It's my first time ever coming there. Stroudsburg, I think that's how you say it, Pennsylvania, Montclair, New Jersey, Cohasset, Massachusetts, Hyannis, Massachusetts. Oh my God, I almost said California. Detroit, Michigan, Greensburg, Pennsylvania, which is right next to Pittsburgh, Northfield, Ohio, Joliet, I think that's how you say it, Joliet, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana, and St. Louis, Missouri. Tickets are on sale right now at meetmattfrazier.com. I also want you to know that I'm coming to Los Angeles, you guys. For those of you guys who just tuned in, if you didn't hear that in the beginning, and also very important, Las Vegas. It's not here on the list, but it's up on my website. Las Vegas just went on sale. I'm going to be doing 2 nights there in October, and guess what? I'm also coming to see you guys. Get ready for this. I'm getting ready to see, I'm coming to see you guys at Talking Stick Casino in Arizona as well. So many places for you to come and see me live and in person. To get your tickets, just go to meetmattfrazier.com. And that's not all. Don't forget, I'm also going to be doing a psychic medium class on June 4th, where I'm going to be teaching you how to connect with your loved ones in spirit. And I'm also going to be doing a navigating grief course, a manifesting course, and more importantly, online group readings in between. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. So June 8th, there's only a few hours left to sign up for that online reading. So you guys, if you want an online reading with me, if you can't make it on tour, I'm going to be giving readings right here in this office. To reserve your spot, you're going to go right here. See it? meetmattfrazier.com. Click on online readings. There are a few, and I mean a handful of spots left to June 8th, where I'm going to be giving readings live online. So I hope that you're there, and I'm hoping that you'll join me. All right, let's get into this. Really important. If you have questions while I'm talking about this, leave it in the comments, because I love to know your thoughts. And oh my God, I'm so excited. Vicky says, hi from Michigan. Did you hear I'm coming to Detroit? Are you excited? I also see that, oh my God, I love that Cheryl says this is her first time to a live stream. Welcome, welcome. I also see that Sheila is here. All right, you guys, we're going to talk about this. Do the dead discover new truths after their passing? They do. And I'm going to tell you that this is the most amazing thing, because when your loved ones get to the other side, they can see the lies that were told to them, the truth that was told to them, and they can see past the struggles that they went through here in this world. They can see past family turmoil. They can see through medical illness. They can see through all of the things that they thought were bad here in this world. So what do I mean by that? I want to go case by case, because I've seen this happen so many times during readings. For example, somebody with dementia here in this world, who you had to take the keys from. They couldn't drive the car here in this world. And they got mad and they got upset because you had to take away their house. You had to put them into a nursing home. You had to take away their car, right? On the other side, are they still mad? No, because they knew that you were helping them. Recently, I did a reading, you guys. It was actually live on tour over these past weeks. I don't even know what city it was, because I've been to so many. What I want you to know is that I was talking to this woman who had lost her mother. And when I was connecting with this woman who had lost her mother, she was so upset because she was in grief, thinking that her mom was upset with her from the other side. And when I channeled her mother, immediately her mom showed me this. Her mom showed me that here in life, she made her daughter promise that she would never put her in a nursing home, that she would always take care of her, and she would never, ever, ever put her in an assisted living or any place like that. And the daughter agreed and said, yes, Mom, absolutely, Mom. I will absolutely take care of you. You're never going in a nursing home. Worst comes to worst, you come and you live with me. Well, don't you know that she kept telling her daughter, you got to promise me. You got to promise me. If anything happens to me, I come with you. You don't put me in the nursing home. The daughter says, yes, Mom. I promise you. I promise you. Well, don't you know that her mom had gotten dementia? It had gotten really bad, to the point where her mom kept escaping out of the house. They had to lock the mother in the house. The mom started getting combative. All of a sudden, her mom was falling. She got to the point where she had broken her hip and they couldn't walk anymore. And she had no choice but to put her into a nursing home. She couldn't leave the house anymore because she was so afraid of what was happening with her mom. In the beginning, she had people stay with her. She did everything that she could to hold on to that promise, but it was a promise that she couldn't keep. So her mom was put into a nursing home, and she went to see her mother every single day. And her mother, even though she couldn't remember, even though she had issues with her memory and her thought process, she hated being in the nursing home. She kept telling to her daughter, I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. And her daughter felt so guilty every single day. And after her passing, kept that guilt on. You guys, the moment that her mother came through and said, I know you put me in the nursing home, and I know why you did it. And it's okay. I love you. I know you were trying to take care of me. Immediately, I'm going to cry, like just talking about this reading. I don't know what it was. Just seeing her emotions, it was like a volcano exploded. All of a sudden, her face just dropped and she let go. She just wailed. She just cried. You could see all this pain that she had kept carried in her for so long. She thought in her chest, she thought in her body and in her mind that her mom hated her, was mad at her, went to heaven and said, my daughter did this to me. Well, she didn't see that at all. What she actually saw was that her daughter did everything that she could to try to prevent her mom from going. But she also saw one thing, and this is one of the things that your loved ones see when they get to the other side. When your loved ones transition on, they can see what would have happened if they took road A or road B. So, for example, her mother saw what would have happened if she stayed in her daughter's house with her, how that would have affected her daughter, her daughter's children, her daughter's husband, because her daughter was married at the time, right? Still is. What if she went to the nursing home beforehand? What if her daughter never stepped in to help her? They can see all of these things. So it's not that your loved ones just see the truth. It's that your loved ones see everything in between. Everything's opened up to them. And what's so beautiful is this, is that that's why your loved ones don't judge you in heaven. They're not in heaven, okay, for all you Italians out there that are listening. They're not in heaven saying, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you brought me to the nursing home. And that's what people think. People say to me all the time, Matt, but how can your readings be so positive? How can your readings be so positive? How come souls don't come through and say, that asshole? How come souls don't come through and say, screw her, F her, I'm pissed at her? Well, it's because your loved ones lighten up when they get to the other side, and there's a reason for it, right? Because here in this world, right? And Donna says, that's so true. She must know about the Italians. Listen, in my family, anytime that happens, I see you guys laughing at me, Connie's laughing at me. Anytime that happens or we question something, the Italians in my family go, oh, so-and-so must be turning in her grave. Oh, so-and-so must be yelling in heaven. And that's not the case. I've never seen somebody yelling in heaven, turning in their grave. No tombstones be turning, all right? What I can tell you is this, is that on the other side, your loved ones think rationally. And here in this world, there's reasons why our loved ones don't think rationally. One of those things is suicide, right? There's always a reason on why someone takes their life. Maybe it's that they made a poor decision. Maybe that it was an addiction. Maybe that it was an underlying mental illness, right? Or maybe it was that they were under the effect of something that caused them to make that decision. What I can tell you is this, or maybe they were in pain and took their life, right? There's been so many readings that I've done, and the case is different for everyone. But I can tell you this, there was also a woman that I was talking to. It was really, really sad. You know, her son here in this world suffered from a bipolar disorder. And this bipolar disorder that he had, he would invent things in his mind. He would think that his mom was upset with him. He would think that his sister was upset with him. He would think that his dad was upset with him. They didn't do anything to him. They didn't bother him. But in his mind, he would think that they were out to get him. They were upset with him. They were angry with him. Excuse me. So that being said, he ran away from home. He became homeless. He literally would hear these voices and make up these scenarios, and he ended up hating his family here in this world and doing everything that he could to disown them. Excuse me, my allergies tonight. But what I want you to know is this, is that when I went to channel him in the afterlife, his mother did not think he was going to come through. Because first of all, they were estranged, not because she wanted to be. She tried her hardest to reach out to her son. She tried her hardest to, get him to come back home. But he kept running from her to the point where when he died, she didn't even know his whereabouts. Well, don't you know that in the afterlife, he came through. And suddenly he said to her, Mom, I know what you did for me. I know that you were trying to get me back home. I know that you were trying to get me to doctors for a reason, because he wouldn't see a doctor. He wouldn't go and get checked. What was so sad is he was running his whole life, and his mother was running after him. And he thought that she was trying to put him away. She thought that she was calling the cops to put him into jail. She thought that she was trying to get him and kidnap him, when really what she was trying to do was just get him help. But his mind was playing tricks on him, and he couldn't see the truth. When he died, he saw the truth. That just gave me the chills, you guys. Going back to these readings, it's just so amazing. And what's also amazing is being a medium, and it's amazing, but it's also really hard, you guys. I gotta be truthful with you. Like, that was a reading I'll never forget, because her son showed me things that were unfathomable. He showed me that he would hear voices that weren't there. He would see people that weren't there. He would have dark thoughts about his family, about other people. That was the first time I've ever experienced that in a reading. But it was all mental illness. And once he went to the other side, he realized none of that was real. What was real was the love that his mom had for him, that his family had for him. And that was the love that he found when he got to the other side. when he went to the other side, the mental illness went away, all of these untruths went away, but the love was there between his mom, his family, his brother, his sister. And that's why these readings are so healing, right? Even if you come to one of my shows and you don't get a reading, it's readings like this that change your life. I mean, people leave forever changed because it's amazing what we learn from the other side. Here was a man that was broken here in the physical world that caused his family to be broken, that now on the other side is showing, right, exactly what Rosie's saying. He was home and he's no longer suffering, right? That's what your loved ones want you to know. But something else happens on the other side as well, and that is your loved ones see other truths as well. So, for example, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about the one thing that everybody wants to talk about, but nobody wants to talk about, all right? Here's what it is. So how many of you, oh God, help me because I'm going to bring it up, and I don't even want to hear the comments. I don't even want to hear the comments. How many people have had the situation with a stepmother or a stepfather that intervenes in the relationship between your real mother and your real father, right? How many of you had that situation? Oh my God, I said, here we go. It's gonna get. I'm talking about this. Leslie asked me, is it sex? You really thought that's what I was gonna bring up, Leslie? Oh my God. You guys crack me up. We're talking about a difficult subject. This is your guys' mind goes to the gutter. That's all I get to say. All right, not my mind, your mind. Okay, you should see what goes on my TikTok page. I'm currently being followed right now by a Bootylicious, by a K Booty, by a Touch My you know what. You know. Believe me when I tell you. If you see my TikTok, go to my TikTok page. Just go through the users and see who I'm being followed by. It's unbelievable. But all right, that's another time. That's another time for another day. Another time for another day. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is a good one. Sarah Smith says, "What? Wait, what? What is it? Cheating? What about cheating?" Yeah, we're going to talk about this. We are going to talk about this. So, first case scenario, okay, is that let's say that your dad had passed away, and you didn't have a good relationship with your stepmother here in this world. And maybe on your dad's deathbed, your stepmother never told you that he was sick, never told you that he was dying, kept you away from him, put things in your dad's head. And maybe it caused a wedge between you and your father. And this is just one thing, right? What I want you to know is that it could be a brother where his wife put things in his head that kept you away from him, whoever it may be. What I can tell you is this, is that in the afterlife, your loved ones see the truth. They see the lies that were told to you. They see who actually kept them away. And they see what the truth was. They see the intention behind it. If it was good intention, if it was bad intention, if it was ill will against you, against them, if it was whatever it may be. For example, we've all known that one person who was with somebody only for the money, right? How many of you have had that in your family, sadly? I know we don't like to talk about it, but it's true, right? We only speak the truth here on the channel. How many of you have had somebody who was with somebody only for the money, only for greed, only for something else? And you just know it. It's just intuitively you know it. You don't want to know it, but you do, right? We can make believe, we can say we don't know it, but how many of you have had that experience? Well, what I want you to know is that in the afterlife, those souls in heaven, once they go down the other side, know if that person was telling the truth, if that person really loved them, if that person really cared about them, if it was true love or if it wasn't. We're going to get into another thing. We're going to talk about Rosie. Rosie, what are you saying to me right now? Rosie's like, well, what about her sugar daddy? What are you kidding me right now? Listen, I'm not getting into that. Don't drag me down. Don't drag me down. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys crack me up. You guys crack me up. We try to talk about one thing. Do you see how it can flip in a minute? Do you see how it can flip in a minute? This is, and you guys laugh at me. Jen's laughing at me right now, right? But how many times do I hear it in readings where people are like, oh, am I going to land a rich husband? Am I going to land a rich wife? I'm like, well, don't you care if you're in love? And they're like, not really. I swear to God that happens. I gotta write another book called The Untold Truths of Being a Medium. I'm gonna have to go and write this because this is just too good. But anyway, it's more seriously, okay? More seriously. We're also gonna talk about cheating and divorce. This is a big one. Because how many of you have had this? I see this happen all the time. I see this happen all the time, and my heart goes out for the families out there that are broken by divorce. Because how many times do I see people coming to me and children are brainwashed, right? And here in this world, or a family member's brainwashed, or a family's brainwashed, and someone is lying and someone's telling the truth, and the person who's lying, everyone thinks is telling the truth. The person who's telling the truth, everyone thinks is lying, right? Well, in the afterlife, we finally see. We finally see what it's like. We finally see who's lying, who's telling the truth. We finally see all of that. And this is what my new book is that's coming out, by the way. If you haven't ordered it, you're going to do so. Don't wait till you're dead, you guys. This is my new book coming out on, I think it's August 8th. I think it's being released. So August 8th, it's going to ship to your door. So if you're like me and you forget, go to Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, Audible, anywhere that you buy books, order your copy now. It's called Don't Wait Till You're Dead. Okay, it's available right now anywhere that you buy books, and it talks about the life review, what happens when we die and what happens when we transition on. But what I want you to know is that this is the hardest thing, and this is why I wrote the book, because when we die, we see everything, we see the truth, and sometimes it's hard to watch. Sometimes it's hard to know the truth. It's hard to know who was really there for you, who wasn't there for you, who was just with you for the money, who is just your friend to get something, who is your true friend, and maybe you hurt your true friend thinking that they weren't telling the truth, but they were, right? We see this in the afterlife, but so do your loved ones. Oh my God, and Keely's asking a good question. Well, what about a hidden adoption that nobody knew about? Yes, this happens as well. Your loved ones see all in the afterlife. I actually had a reading that I just did to talk about that. Let's go back to talk about that. There was a reading that I just did in New Hampshire where this woman came to me and her mom had passed away. It was actually her biological mother. She was adopted. Her biological mom passed, and she didn't know her biological mom passed until she went digging through archives and records. She went to go and look for her mother, and she realized her biological mother had died. Well, her mother came through in spirit during that reading to let her know she knew that she had come looking for her. And that, and she wanted to explain to her some of the reasons why she was given up for adoption, what had happened in her life, and that even though here in this world, she was adopted and she never saw her daughter ever again, in the afterlife, she was able to go back and rewind time and see everything. This is what's so amazing. Heaven puts us back together with our family, with our friends, with our loved ones, but also with the truth. We learn the truth. Everything is unveiled when we pass on. And that's what's so amazing. And I got to tell you that it's also revealed who your true soulmate was, who your true best friend was, who your true love was. All of that's revealed and how they felt about you. So what I want you to know is that here in life, we're tested again and again and again and again and again. And we go through challenges, and it's really hard to tell, who's lying, who's telling the truth, especially when we lose a loved one. Right? We lose a loved one, and those terms are where we wonder, did my stepmother really tell my dad I wanted to see him and he said no? Did my stepmom change the will at the last moment? Did my dad know that she did this? Did my dad know that my stepmom did this, and I was screwed out of everything? Did my dad know that after I died, my so-and-so sued me and the family, right? All of these things your loved ones know, and they also know the truth. And it's sad because this happens a lot where I see people where families are torn apart. Somebody was brainwashed here in this world, and then on the other side, sadly, they see the truth, but it's too late, right? There's nothing they can do in the afterlife. But they want you to know that you can relieve that grief. That's why they come through with the readings as well. Cindy goes, this is so interesting to me. It's so interesting to me as well. I got to tell you, every time I do a reading like this, and the spirits uncover different things, to me, it's so incredible to hear and to witness and to experience. So really important, you guys, for all of you who are here, did you see this list? This is where I am coming to give live readings in person. You can come and meet me in these cities. Los Angeles is next. All of you on the West Coast, you've been waiting for so long. You kept saying, Matt, when are you coming to the West Coast? When are you coming to the West Coast? Well, I'm coming to Los Angeles. I'm coming to San Jose. I'm coming to Modesto, California. I'm coming to Talking Stick Resort Casino in Arizona. That's in Scottsdale. I'm also coming to Las Vegas. Guys, if you can make the trip to Las Vegas, I'll be there in October at the Venetian. It's the smallest event that I do. I'm there for 2 nights. Tickets are up on my website. But here's where you can also come and see me. Snoqualmie, Washington, Modesto, California, Patchogue, New York, Springfield, Massachusetts. We're almost sold out for Springfield, Massachusetts, you guys. it's going to sell out very soon. So if you want to see, there's only a few spots left. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Dallas, Texas, Midland, Texas, Rochester, New York, Strasburg, Pennsylvania, Montclair, New Jersey, Cohasset, Massachusetts, Hyannis, Massachusetts, Detroit, Michigan, Greensburg, Pennsylvania, Northfield, Ohio, Joliet, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana, and St. Louis, Missouri. Tickets are on sale right now on my website, meetmattfrazier.com. And this is all I have right now for tour dates. So if you want to come and see me live and in person, make sure you reserve your spot. But also, if you want a reading with me in this office, if you can't make it to a tour date, June 8th and June 9th, I will be giving live readings. I have a handful of spots left to June 8th. So if you're one of the ones who would like a reading with me, if you'd like to connect with the other side, here's what you need to do. Just go to my website, meetmattfrazier.com, right here. You guys see it right here? Meetmattfrazier.com. Go to this website and click on online readings. I can't stress how important it is that you're there. Because when you're there, your loved ones use me to deliver messages to you. And it doesn't matter how you lost a loved one, when you lost a loved one. If there's a message from your loved ones, they will come through. And I'm also teaching a mediumship course June 4th as well if you want to join me. It's a one-night only course. And if you miss it, I'm going to email it to you. But meetmattfrazier.com, where is it? Where's that link? Because you guys see it on your screen. It should be like right over here somewhere. Meetmattfrazier.com is where you can go to join me live online, and where you can experience an online reading, where you can join me on tour, and where you can also order one of my books. There's so many things to do on there. If the dead can find me, so can you. And if you're coming to the June 8th online reading, you guys, make sure that you have your friends and family sitting with you as well, because you might get a message from your loved one and they might get a message from their loved one as well. It's truly a group experience. So I hope you guys will come and join me. So that being said, I have a lot for you guys to think about tonight. So put your hearts at rest. If you had a falling out with a loved one, if you're wondering, did my loved one know the truth? Did they know what happened after I died? Did they know this, that, the other thing, right? They did know. I promise you that they know. And that being said, I know this because I talk to your loved ones every day. So if you'd like to come and to be a part of the next online reading or the tour stops, here's the list right here. Just head to my website to reserve your spot. Okay, meetmattfrazier.com. I'm going to go to bed because I've been doing things all day long with Alexa, Royce, signing new books, doing tons of stuff. But head to my website if you'd like to come and see me in one of these cities. And if you would like to connect with a loved one in spirit, I'm going to be doing live readings in all these cities, in all these states. All I need is for you to join me. Head to meetmattfrazier.com to reserve your spot. And if this video helped you in some way, please go and click share, because I know that there's someone on your page that needs access to this information. I love you guys so much. I will see you live online. I'll see you on tour. And in the meantime, trust in the signs. I'll see you soon.